Chapel Hill Bible Church is facing some controversy, and some people are taking to Twitter, like you see here, to share their thoughts. And I'm Stephen Schlink. UNC has a new student body president. Chris Everett, who's a junior studying public policy, won with 57.45% of the vote. We caught up with him just this morning. A former Chapel Hill transportation engineer was arrested in connection to a Ponzi scheme where he defrauded several members of his own Indian American community. A few weeks ago, we introduced Raihana Ahmadi, who fled from Afghanistan last year and told us of the rising tensions in the Middle East. This week, she shares her story of leaving everything behind in a matter of minutes for her own safety. Shifting gears now to the North Carolina legislature. The House remains under Republican control, with Republicans holding 71 out of 120 seats. On the Senate side, Republicans gained a supermajority, winning 30 of 50 seats. And speaking of the Senate, Republican Landon Woods and Democrat Greg Meyer vied for the District 23 seat. In response to the deadly earthquakes in Turkey and Syria, the UNC Turkish Student Association is raising money toward relief efforts. Carolina Week reporter Ashna Shah has the latest. Vice President Kamala Harris will be just down the road in Durham Monday. Harris will be addressing the Biden administration's investments in small businesses. Her trip comes on the heels of recent reports hailing North Carolina as a top state for business growth. Governor Roy Cooper is expected to join her along with Durham elected officials. This will be her third visit to Durham in the past year. North Carolina is the only state with an independent agency that looks into wrongful conviction claims. The Innocence Inquiry Commission was established in 2006, but after nearly 20 years and thousands of cases, does it live up to its intended purpose? Baseball and softball hit it out of the park yesterday with outstanding games. We now go to Sports Extra anchor Isabella Geskos for more. Bella. For nearly a decade, a UNC global hydrology professor has played a key role in the development of a $1 billion NASA satellite launching in December. The brand new satellite is called the SWOT mission, or the Surface, Water, and Ocean Topography.
Stephen, I don't know about you, but I would love to take a class with Miss Suggs.
I would too. And in fact, Halsey, the reporter who did the story, told me that Miss Suggs actually her teacher when she was younger. So it just takes the story to a whole different level.
That is just so cute.
It really is. It's one of the sweetest stories I think I've ever seen. Well, before we go, we want to give a huge shout out to Carolina Week's Eric Weir. Well, Chapel Hill's bus tracking app is back up and running for some of the town routes. Chapel Hill transit buses are tracked with cellular devices called modems. The old modems stopped being supported by carriers last year, and supply chain challenges delayed the new ones from being installed. But the new modems have arrived, and Chapel Hill Transit Director Brian Lynchfield says he hopes to get tracking for all buses up and running by March. Members of the UNC Ballroom Dance Team host weekly ballroom dance lessons, and we wanted to see what it's all about.
1, ready, go!
The sound of rhythm coming to life. On Tuesday nights, Wool & Jim fills with amateur ballroom dancing Tar Heels, learning the basics of swing, the jive, and the cha-cha.
We also have more advanced technique lessons that we offer just so that everybody can get something out of it.
The team caught UNC junior Parker Lovick's eye early on.
I was always interested in the different divisions of Latin and standard and everything like that. And I just wanted to see it would be a good hobby to get into and get exercise while I'm here.
Phillips says it doesn't take much to get started.
All you have to bring is some socks and yourself. You don't need a partner or any experience.
For Lovick, it's easy as 1, 2, 3.
The instructors are very forthcoming with what they want you to do. The steps are very basic. You just have to get the rhythm down mostly. And yeah, it's a really fun time so far.
Chapel Hill local Lilia Larson's favorite part is how well it works with her daily routine.
There's so many opportunities to get engaged. You can really fit it with your own schedule.
And if you're wondering the best time to join,
there's never a wrong time to start, and I would just say go for it. Everybody's got to start somewhere.
And if you want to join in on the fun, stop by Wool & Jim on Tuesday nights. In Chapel Hill, Stephen Schlink, Carolina Week. Those officials include members of the state legislature, and a lot of it boils down to money and power. The North Carolina General Assembly is back for the long session, and this year partisan control of the Senate shifted to Republicans, who were elected into 30 out of 50 seats. In the House, coming one seat short of a supermajority, they got 71 out of 120. But what does partisan control of the legislature have to do with the state's public universities?
In particular, it's about budgeting.
That's Catawba College political science professor Michael Bitzer.
If the legislature wants to allocate funding for a particular project, they are the ones that literally write the numbers into the line.
In the most recent budget, the UNC system got more than $2 billion for the 2023 fiscal year. But this level of funding doesn't necessarily mean lower costs for students. Chapel Hill Senator Greg Meyer sees that as an ongoing issue.
I would really like to see us have something that focuses on keeping the cost of attendance down so that students don't end up in so much debt.
Funding in the budget also goes into creating new schools.
The most recent one has been the School of Civic Life.
Touted by the Wall Street Journal as a win against the university's liberal echo chamber, the UNC Board of Trustees backed school is designed to be free from indoctrination. But that's not something Republican Senator Amy Galey and Meyer, a Democrat, see eye to eye.
I think that having a school like that at Carolina will help students to learn how to disagree with tact and with respect for one another.
I think that they did that largely for political reasons.
The legislature's power extends beyond funding.
I think the other big thing is the appointment power that they have over the governing board, which then oversees the system as a whole.
The appointment process looks a lot different than it did under Democratic leadership, Meyer says.
There was usually an agreement of what percentage of the Board of Governors seats were going to be nominees that the Republicans would support and what percentage would the Democrats support.
That's why, moving forward, Senator Galey hopes to help build bridges between the parties.
I really look forward to working to heal whatever wounds there are, build whatever bridges need to be built, because I do believe so strongly in the power and potential of our universities.
Another of Galey's goals, strengthening the relationship between the UNC system and the state's community colleges.
Because it really offers so many benefits to our students.
Like affordability, living at home, and working part-time, all while earning college credits. Another thing Meyer thinks the public should be on the lookout for:
what the level of overall funding is to the system and whether it's going to help keep the cost of attendance down.
As you're watching this, the UNC Board of Governors still haven't responded to our request for comment. Meanwhile, legislators are already working to build this year's budget, no inkling yet as to how much money will be given to the UNC system. In Raleigh, I'm Stephen Schlink, Carolina Week.